What's up guys, this is the 12th video in this series. It's going to be a little different. In this video, we're going to go back and just take a look at all of the work that we've done. There is one thing that we need to go ahead and add to this project to get rid of an error, and I just wanted to talk about something for a little bit. So let's just go ahead and jump into the project real quick and get those situated. Alright, so the first thing I want to go over is, I'm sure some of y'all have noticed that whenever we've been starting up our server in the terminal, we've been getting this error message. So let's just go ahead and let me start it up again and see if it still shows that error right now. Alright, so now that the server's running, there doesn't appear to be an error anywhere right here. So let's just go ahead and load the web page and see what happens. Alright, so that's going to be localhost port 4000. It's loaded. Okay, and here we go. Here's the error. favicon.ico not found. And that's just because we haven't put that in the root of our project right here. So I have my favicon right here, and there's a couple ways you can get this .ico. I think in the previous version of Photoshop I had, there was a plugin you could get. I can't remember the name of it, but it allows you to export a .ico file. But if you can't, all you need to do is just like export it as a PNG or a JPEG, and you can go on the web browser and go PNG to ICO, and you can just find somewhere to convert it, like right here. All you'll have to do is just upload it, adjust anything you need to adjust, and you can download the .ico version of that. Let's go ahead and let's just drag this into the root. Alright, so now that that's in there, let's just go ahead and it's probably not going to do anything, but we'll refresh it anyways. And so that's good, it's not throwing this error again. So we fixed that. Another thing that I want to go over real quick is in the code. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and open a post, and I just wanted to explain something that I'm pretty sure I was saying wrong in some previous videos. I don't remember without going back and looking, but I am pretty sure that I have been calling this stuff liquid code that we've been putting in, and that is not correct. This is YAML front matter, and this is the liquid code. So we're using this liquid code to access our front matter in our files. So I just wanted to clarify that up, and hopefully I didn't confuse anybody there. Alright, so that's about all I wanted to show you in the code of this website. I just want to go back and take a quick review over the stuff that we've done so far. I mean, we know we have the home page is already done. Now we have our favicon file in our site, so we've gotten rid of that error. Our blog is done, and it's ready. Whenever more posts are written, they will just go in here seamlessly, and it's not going to have an issue. And the only thing we'll need to do in the future, or I'll need to do actually, is to choose this featured post. The only thing that changes is I just need to change that offset, and here I'll show you that offset again. This offset right here is going to change which featured post this is. So the next thing that we're going to be working on in this site in the next video next week is these case studies. And I mean, currently I've been in the process of writing the case studies and working on them some, but when I was designing them in Adobe XD here, that's around the time when my hard drive got wiped and I don't have any data, so I don't have any solid designs for the case studies. I'll show you what I do have though. In case studies, this is the index page. This is what it looks like. It's pretty similar to, it's actually almost exactly like the blog as far as this header goes. And then down here, this is how each case study gets displayed on the index page for the case studies themselves. So we have like this web browser here, and then we have like a mobile device, and that's how we're going to be displaying them. Got the title, a little bit about the case study, and then just the some of the scope of the work right here. And then just a link to go to the case study. And it's just going to be alternating down here. I hadn't gotten a chance to design the individual case studies and how they're going to look themselves, but I'll show you what I do have so far. So at the beginning of these, first of all, in the header, it's very similar. We have the title, we have this case study, and then we have a button here for a video. If they don't like reading, the idea is I'm going to be creating a video to display each of these case studies that they can watch instead of reading this entire page. But aside from that, this little overview section right here is, so far, it's the only thing that I've actually got to design on these case studies before my hard drive got wiped. So this is definitely one of the things that we are going to be developing, that we don't have to come up with the design on our own. I am going to modify this slightly. We're not going to be using these icons here. It's just going to be Twitter and Facebook, and they're just going to be written out. It's just going to be the word. I don't think it's necessary to have those icons there. I kind of think it takes away from the meat of this overview for the case study. Aside from this, we're going to be kind of designing as we go, and we're going to be working on this case study in sections. We're only going to really go over one case study in depth, because most of these case studies are going to be fairly similar in layout, and there's no need to go over every single case study with you. So we're just going to go over the general layout for the case study and the styles with Sass for each case study here, and that's gonna be it. So the last thing I want to add before I end this video is, when we're working on the case studies part of this website in the next videos, I'm gonna make these videos a little smaller and shorter so that they're more bite-sized, and we're not spending over an hour working on certain sections of the case study. So I just want to make it a little more easier to watch and easier to follow along with. So that's what we're going to be doing when we work on the case studies. We're going to be working on the header first, then we're going to be working on that overview, and then we're going to go from there and work on more styles and adding in more content. And that's probably going to wrap it up for this series at that point when we get there. So that's it for today. If you like this video, go ahead, subscribe, hit the like button. I will see you next week in the next video.